Hello and welcome everyone. I am Ashok Pandey from Cyber Media Labs, and today we have Subrato Bandhu, Regional Vice President at OutSystems. Welcome, Subrato.
Thank you, Ashok. It was a pleasure connecting with you.
Thank you. So today we are going to discuss about the low-code adoption in India. As we see that it is in initial phase, still India is around 31% of adoption of low-code. So however, India has ranked among the top countries with highest numbers of developers. Still, we have low-code adoption at a very initial stage. So my first question to you, Subrato, why India is still in the initial phase in terms of low-code adoption?
Okay. So Ashok, a great question, and I think there are a couple of perspectives that I need to give that why India is in an initial stage. So we all know the fact that India is a high code developer country, right? And that's the passion about all our developer base, right? Now, when you look at the low code, and this is the term which has been coined by Gartner. And in low code, you will find a lot of companies. Okay, and what I can see that sometimes people look at low code, which can be led by non-developer point of view. Okay, Malab, you just try to do some drag and drop elements and all, and you are just developing application that can be good from a mom and pop shops point of view, small, small organization and very small, this thing, 5 to 10 people or 20 people organization and all. But if you want to drive a real digital transmission at the enterprise level, you need to look at a very strong and very scalable platform which could able to give, build the application fast, build for the future, and drive the modern application building, which basically can one single development can serve multiple form factors from a mobile, from a web, from any mobile versions point of view, right? Now, when you look at if I come back to the adoption point of view, now the adoption is really happening in a good way, and that 30% is a number from where you are coming up with. I would probably say it is less than 30% at this point of time, because organizations are into a stage where they are in a testing mode. So what happened to AWS around 10 years back, that when people wanted to drive the cloud part, it took time to get the mindset because how can I put my data to a cloud, and what is the security aspect, and what is the integrity aspects about my data. And that is the same thing which is happening from a low code point of view also. Okay, because it is sometimes people saying how I can develop these complex application using low code. That is very much possible not with all the low code, because the critical part is how I can able to connect with my organization system of record or core applications. That is where the actual problem is all about. Okay, so there are very less low code players which basically does that level of complex part of application development, and that's the reason you are looking at this adoption is happening slow. But the people who are driving this adoption, the companies who are driving this adoption, are really looking things in a very serious manner, and taking steps in a very careful, because they don't want to become into a guinea pig. They want to make sure that they're evaluating from all the aspects, from a security, from a scalability, from building complex app, everything put together. And that's the reason you are finding this kind of the adoption is becoming bit lower. But I can see that in next 6 to 8 months time it is going to be double. That's what I can look at, because we are getting into multiple discussion with the larger enterprises, where they want to solve and they want to go out of their legacy. Some wants to get out of their legacy system. Some wants to see how they can able to digitize more system and connecting to their system of record to create multiple system of engagements, and which is becoming very difficult for them. So we are going through multiple such use case from the enterprise side.
So, as you mentioned, less than 30% plus, there are some threats as well, like security issue is there. So, can you put more light on the security issue? Because developers are there from ages. Why it is being the biggest challenge, or any other challenge that you make as a pointer is the biggest challenge?
No. So I see security is not the, because in low code security is much more better than the high code point of view, because when you look at writing code from your hand, and then you are basically trying to connect this entire dot using your database process system and all, and then there are so many aspects of security. One is application code security, one is infrastructure security, so on and so forth. So I don't see security is the major challenge, because we have gone through a lot of banking organization to adopt our platform, and passing through all the security regulations based on, even for the RBI or even for the banking regulations point of view. So I don't see that security is a challenge. So from an adoption point of view, so as I said earlier, anything as per the human psychology, you anything which is new, and actually what happened, this low code journey got more ignited after this COVID pandemic point of view, right? And because people wants to enterprise want to reach their customers, and they are completely helpless at that. Now if they want to drive project with a high code, it is going to take anyway 1 year's time, and by the time they develop that, the दुनिया कहीं और आगे बढ़ जाएगी, ठीक है? So the objective is कि boss, how fast I can give a better experience to my customer, how fast I can give a better experience to my employee without doing too much of touching around with my existing system. To take my existing system, to connect to my existing system, what kind of transformation and modernization and digitization that I can able to drive, which can give me result within a month's time or 2 months time, rather than 6 to 8 months time. And that is where organizations are looking at such kind of platform. And I don't see that there is a lack of adoption. I see there is a lack of knowledge. Okay, lack of knowledge that there is some kind of platform which exists, which can drive enterprise level transformation rather than citizen development kind of job, basically. Okay, so I seriously feel that it will take some time to make sure that the decision makers or the technology leaders or the CIOs or the leadership on the other side will take some time to understand this space much more in detail and all, and then it will move very fast. And anyway, I can see that it is moving really very fast. From last 1 month, I can see that it is 1 or 2 months. It is really moving fast. We are getting into multiple engagement, especially from the enterprise customer space, basically, right? And I want to give example about we did a transformation around a years back for one of the largest electronic companies of the world, and where we have transformed around 120 applications in a matter of around 8 months time. So they modernize a lot of application. They create a lot of application, and they throw a lot of applications. So that is one thing. It's very just couple of months back, we got connected to a bank, a mid-sized bank. In terms of they had a lot of legacy system. They just want to consolidate everything together into our platform, into a MXDB platform like OutSystem, and they just want they when they try to drive the TCO and the maintenance of those technologies and the cost that they are maintaining, it is much more coming cheaper, and the ROI is much more better, and it was giving much more better customer experience and employee experience. We got connected to another largest mortgage institute of India, so one of the largest home mortgage company of India, to drive the similar kind of transformation, more from an internal as well as from customer onboarding, smoothness in the customer onboarding process and all. So it is happening, but I would say that next couple of months you would see much more bigger scale up happening in this space.
Okay. So, Mritu, as you talked about trends happening in the market right now and during the COVID era. So, another trend which I can see is low-code cloud-based software adoption. That is accelerating at a much larger space. So, can you tell me what could be the reason of this acceleration of cloud-based software?
Yeah, today if you look at any customer, it is going towards software-led organization, and normally if you see from a Fortune 100 or Fortune 500, which was Fortune 500 around 10 years back, they are no more. They are no more in Fortune 100 list also. Okay, so if you see how the transformation is happening and how technology is playing a key role into this particular transformation, that is point number one. Point number two is this, that it is going further. What I strongly believe, that it is going to be a software led growth, basically, right? And software is going to play a major part. Now, coming back to answer your question, is why the native cloud adoption is going very high. The native cloud adoption is going very high. First and foremost, people doesn't have to manage the infrastructure. They are basically putting the application in cloud, and they're basically going through a SaaS solutions and all. Okay, so either they're going for a package solution, or they are going for a non-package solution, or they are going for an ISV solution. And underlining to the cloud part, they don't need to manage that infrastructure. Everything has been managed by the cloud provider or cloud hosting and all. But what I can see, the difference which is coming is this, that customer who has got a lot of legacy with their backend, which is in their data center, wants to drive a lot of native cloud adoption. And at that point of time, it is not about that they can buy a package software and all. At that point of time, they need to look at enterprise platform like OutSystem and basically try to create multiple use cases which they can connect to on-prem and from off-prem point of view. And we normally give this kind of flexibility to the customer, where we don't keep any kind of lock-in. You can deploy it in your data center. You can deploy it on a cloud. You don't have any platform lock-in. And what I have seen, that now more and more customers are going forward with that. They don't want to get dependent on any kind of lock-in and all. They just wanted to make sure that I should get as much flexibility as possible. And because of that, we have come up with lot of good pointers in terms of making sure that that customer is completely getting the right flexibility whenever they're looking at driving any kind of application into the cloud, or even from an on-prem point of view also.
So there are two things, like cloud-based software you mentioned, because of the management point of view, plus the maybe some costing. I'll get at a lower cost in terms of when I compare the cloud and non-cloud versions of the software. So definitely most of people will try to reduce their cost. So they are adopting cloud-based solutions. That is the overall you are trying to say. Am I right on that?
No. So the one more critical point is, one is that one is the cost factor, and the second critical factor is the agility factor. Because even if I'm doing a software development, okay, now how much agility that I have and I can give it to my business, because business keeps on changing, business keeps on coming up with a new demand. And in earlier days, they used to give their demand, and IT used to say that it will take around 8 months. But today, things become so agile, business becomes so fast, and organization become changing so fast. It is not about 8 months, it is 8 weeks. It is less than 8 weeks. So how you can drive more agility is what customer is looking at, and that is the biggest drive that we are providing. That is the biggest point that we are providing to the customer, that how you can be more agile, and how it will help you from a faster time to value and faster time to market. Because more than reducing the cost, they would always look at, because reduction of the cost is one thing, okay, and there is a limit that you can reduce the cost, but I would not reduce the cost in expense of my business growth point of view, right? So so that is one part. Second part, customer is looking at doing more with less. Suppose today, if I'm putting 200 people for a job, can it be possible to do suppose a customer is putting 200 people for a processing of 500 invoices or 1000 invoices or 1 lakh in invoices. Now today customer is looking at, boss, can I use the same amount of people to double my productivity? And those things are very much possible when you try to introduce the modern platforms like OutSystem and all. So you can use your existing workforce or existing resources and try to drive probably a much more better ROI from there. So because of the automation that we are trying to build, because of the modernization that we are trying to build in that part. Ashok, I hope you're getting my point. What I'm trying.
Got it. The cost-effective solution plus agility and
and the modernization. And the modernization, because modernization, today when you are talking to the millennials, and just to give you example, when now you need to also look at how your users are not that earlier users. The users are changing, and the millennials are coming and becoming their user. Correct. And when you are and just to give one use case, millennials would not like to call up a call center and get the status. Millennial wants to basically go to an app and check. So how you are giving that better experience to the millennials? And that is only possible from a software point of view, because they don't want to call the voice and call center and all. And even when you're calling to a voice and call center, you are spending more money than solving that particular problem on a digital point of view also, right? So there are a lot of ways and means customers are coming towards and adopting new technology, which they are basically giving to their customer for a better experience. It is all about the better experience, and you might have seen the companies like Uber and Netflix. It's a 3-click stuff. What Uber talks about, right? It is all about the experience stuff, right? So customers are always looking at how they can give better experience, doing more with less, and how fast they can bring the change from an agility point of view to drive the modernization.
Great. So how are you redefining this kind of solutions? So to enhance the adoption of low-code technology.
Okay. So very good question, Ashok, because I know that you might be thinking, are we a Jadoo ki Pudi, where we are trying to solve this, how we are solving. So I will tell you. And I'll give a completely different analogy to this entire thing, right? Now, when you're looking, let me give a perspective to you that automobiles getting manufactured in 1947 to 57 to 77 is 47 to 57 in an earlier age was completely on hand, which has moved over a period of time from a complete robotic process automation point of view, right? There's no more this thing, right? Even if you look at it from IT infrastructure, not application infrastructure, there is a lot of automation which has been happened. But when you look at from an application development point of view, there is not much automation which has happened, and that is the same thing that we want to try. So people are still using the coding part. What we are trying to do that, hey, when you're trying to code application, you need to choose the platform that you need to code on. You need to choose the database, you need to do the server, you need to do the people, you need to do a lot of things at the back end to code that particular high code application, or from a high code point of view, right? Now what we are trying to bring is basically automation in the, it doesn't matter how technology is changing from today to next year to next year. Okay, today it is Python, tomorrow it can be anything else, today it is Java, tomorrow it can be anything else. You don't need to worry about this. You just need to worry about from a business point of view. We will take care, our automation platform can take care of this entire thing from a not only from a application development in a drag and drop point of view, but also the automation of further thing in terms of automating the integration process. Okay, automating the entire DevOps process, which you do normally outside this thing and which takes a lot of money, effort. And whenever you are trying to develop anything, it is basically giving multiple modern experiences, right? It can be a single time development and float on multiple form factors. That means it can available on mobile as well as on web. At the same time, it should be also be supported with all the new age chatbot and WhatsApp and all, and a smart elements and all. At the same time, modern when you are developing a modern application, it also required plugins. So we have a Forge component which is called, and it's an open component. We don't charge anything, and we have around 3,500 Forge component. Like for example, you are developing an application and you suddenly need to drag and drop a Google Map. Now if you're trying to do that in a high code, it might take 3 days time. Here it will take probably 1 minute time to do a drag and drop that. So all those elements are already components, application development components are already provided free of cost to the customer. And that is where, so we call it as a kitchen where you can where you can cook any kind of recipes. It doesn't matter, right? Either you are preparing an Indian recipe or Mughlai or Chinese, it doesn't matter. So we normally give a complete kitchen to a customer, which basically takes care of your entire application development, maintenance, and monitoring, and the security aspect from end to end, without going outside the platform, in a very automated manner from 1 to 100, because there is nothing that you need to do from your hand to code for anything. It is 99.8% all drag and drop process, and even the DevOps and all these things are all automated within the platform to drive modern application development process. Does it answer your question? Or
Yes, definitely. And you, as you mentioned about the future, that could be Python or any other language can come in. So I would like to know about the future only. What you think will be the future of low code development in terms of enterprise resilience?
So it is not on what I think, Ashok. It is about what the big guys are thinking, like the Gartners of the world and the Forrester of the world, right? I can think anything, right? but when you look
So
at
in
from a
terms of
Gartner,
the perspective of
or what
current,
NASSCOM is thinking, what Gartner. So Gartner is thinking that 60 around 32 around a big percentage of that application going further will develop in a low code platforms like us and all. And I think it is going to be around 40 to 50% what Gartner is predicting. Forrester is predicting on the same lines. Okay, and when you look at any other analysis firm, they all are predicting on the same lines, because the future is all about software-led growth, and it is all about faster time to value and faster time to market. And is it giving me the same level of scalability and agility, which they are not getting? And if you are providing the much more higher level of scalability and agility, why customer will not go for that? It is just a matter of time where these kind of platforms, I agree with the fact that there are a lot of low code by name, but the low code which are at the enterprise class, which can manage the huge level of complexity and all, are the low code who's going to take the front seat basically in this entire transformation.
So I don't have any further question. Thank you so much for coming to us and sharing your insights about low code development in India and what will be the future. Thank you so much for your
So
time.
Ashok, one last thing which I wanted to also give a little perspective, right? India is the one of the largest application developer country in the world. Okay, and it is going to go probably double in next couple of years. Okay, even if it is not double, it is about 75%. So you can understand the demand of software and application is going to go crazy. Okay, and at that point of time, you would need a faster vehicle to develop application for your customer rather than slower vehicle. Okay, and I think economically and socially, when our developer base are adopting this kind of knowledge, they can become an extremely better experienced skills globally, because the worldwide customer is adopting these kind of platforms. So if India developer base start adopting these kind of or India developer base or the schools or colleges adopting these kind of stuff, I think the future is really bright, because it is going towards the same direction. Actually, that's the last closing point which I would like to add on this. That's all.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Subrata.
Thanks, Ashok. It was pleasure talking to you, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.